There's something absolutely irresistible about a chubby cat snoozing in the sunlight, lying belly up on a cozy chair, whiskers twitching in a dream. For a moment, everything seems peaceful, until suddenly, with a twitch of a paw and a sleepy stretch, gravity takes charge. In a split second, the cat rolls off the edge, landing with a gentle boing and a startled meow on the floor. As the music bounces playfully, the cat springs to its feet, eyes wide as saucers, glancing around as if to check, "Did anyone see that?" The bravado crumbles into embarrassment, but only for a heartbeat, because if there's one thing cats excel at, it's pretending nothing ever happened. After all, when you try to look cool and fail spectacularly, it's best to just strut away like nothing's amiss. Cats have a very particular set of priorities, and at the top of that list is an inexplicable obsession: the humble cardboard box. Left alone in a room, a lone box sits in the center, as if daring anyone to ignore its magnetic pull. But cats? They simply can't resist. A fluffy tabby circles the box, eyeing it with suspicion, then launches a determined assault. The box is barely big enough for a kitten, but the cat is undeterred. With a shuffle and a squeeze, the feline's face disappears inside, only for its plump hindquarters to poke comically out the other end. It wriggles, it pushes, it pauses for breath. Then comes the telltale look of confusion as the cat realizes it's stuck, tail twitching in frustration. The scene shifts, revealing a parade of cats with terminal box addiction. One tries to fit into a shoebox, limbs draped over the edges like furry spaghetti. Another stakes claim to a delivery box, batting aside packing paper with the gravitas of a monarch, the pièce de résistance. A curious cat perched atop a rice cooker, convinced that if it fits, it sits, even if the box is round, metallic, and clearly not designed for feline occupancy. The quirky, fast-paced music keeps tempo with each new attempt, as cats of all shapes and sizes prove an age-old rule: if it fits, I sits. There's something universal and hilarious about this feline box obsession, as if every cat, everywhere, is born with a blueprint for box conquest. But not every household object is so welcoming. Sometimes, the greatest enemy lurks just beyond the glass, the dreaded mirror. A curious cat wanders into the bedroom, catching a glimpse of movement out of the corner of its eye. Instantly, it freezes, fur puffed up like a startled pom-pom, tail straight as a broomstick. The intruder stares back, matching every move. With a dramatic build-up in the music, the cat arches its back, then leaps at the glass with a triumphant pounce, only to bounce back in confusion, the mirror unyielding. It backflips away, all dignity lost, then circles warily for a second round. Elsewhere, a more confrontational kitty squares up to its reflection, smacking the mirror with a determined paw. The impact is met with equal force, from itself, and the cat tumbles backwards in a flurry of paws and whiskers, landing with a soft thud. Suddenly, the music shifts to a goofy, cheerful tune, underscoring the absurdity of a battle fought and lost against one's own image. The greatest enemy, it seems, is oneself, and cats never tire of waging this silent slapstick war. The tranquility of the living room doesn't last. In a flash, the kitchen becomes the scene of pure chaos. 3 cats dart in like furry tornadoes, racing across tiles with reckless abandon. One launches onto the counter, sending a stack of plates tumbling with a spectacular crash, the sound echoing like a cartoon calamity. Another, emboldened by the mayhem, grabs the edge of a tablecloth and pulls with all its might. Suddenly, half the kitchen, spoons, napkins, a salt shaker, comes crashing to the floor in a cacophony of clangs and pops. The camera shakes with the energy of the moment, adding to the comedy as the cats chase each other in dizzying circles. One leaps for a loaf of bread, misses, and lands in a bowl of fruit, emerging with a banana peel draped over its head. The music picks up, adopting a cartoonish, chase-like beat, perfectly capturing the kitchen's transformation into a feline obstacle course. It's in these moments that you realize why so many kitchens are equipped with security cameras, not for burglars, but for cats who seem determined to rewrite the laws of physics and decorum. From the kitchen to the living room, the spectacle continues. Here, the wooden floor becomes an ice rink for the house's sliding champions. With a running start, a determined tabby launches itself across the polished boards, paws splayed, gliding with the grace of a ballet dancer. The music turns bouncy and circus-like, matching the playful energy as the cat spins in circles, tail pirouetting in perfect synchrony, before coming to a neat stop, only to topple over, dizzy but undeterred. Another cat, less skilled but equally ambitious, sprints after a phantom toy, only to misjudge its speed. It slides straight into the wall with a comic whoosh, followed by a gentle thud, pausing for a moment in stunned silence. Gathering its composure, it shakes off the embarrassment with a defiant flick of the tail, as if to say, "That was totally intentional." In the world of cat athletics, style points count for everything, and every wall is just another finish line. Fat Kitty, with its perfect pirouette and spectacular crash, takes home the gold medal in cat figure skating. No contest. But the real drama unfolds when the infamous red dot makes an appearance. The tiny laser light darts across the room, and every cat springs into action, muscles coiled, eyes locked on the elusive target. The chase is frenetic. Cats leap over chairs, somersault across rugs, and sprint up and down the hall in hot pursuit. One particularly enthusiastic hunter launches itself toward the dot, only to miss and land squarely in the trash can, which teeters, then rolls away with the befuddled feline inside. The music ramps up with a fast-paced, energetic beat, underscoring the relentless pursuit. There's a slow-motion replay of a failed pounce, a cat airborne, paws outstretched, missing the mark by a whisker, and tumbling gracefully to the floor. In the war against the red dot, there are no victors, only exhausted, panting cats and a laser pointer that always stays one step ahead. These modern warriors, laser hunters to the core, prove that technology may change, but the cat's hunting instinct remains eternal. Not every moment is a wild chase or a box conquest. Sometimes, hilarity comes in the form of a feline symphony. In a sunlit room, several cats sit lined up like a choir, tails curled neatly around their paws. One opens its mouth and lets out a plaintive meow, holding the note for dramatic effect. The others reply in sequence, a cascade of meow, meow, echoing through the room with comedic timing. It's as if they're holding a feline rehearsal, each cat finding its unique pitch in a chorus of discordant harmony. As the music softens, shifting to a gentle piano and choir-like harmony, another cat yawns, a wide, jaw-cracking yawn that sets off a chain reaction. One by one, the others follow, stretching and yawning in perfect synchronization. It's a moment of unintentional comedy, a reminder that even in their most dignified poses, cats are never far from mischief. Introducing the Cat Symphony Orchestra. Their repertoire may be limited, but their charm is boundless. And then, as the curtain falls, comes the grand finale. A close-up reveals a whole group of cats gathered together, staring directly into the camera with unblinking intensity. They sit perfectly still, tails wrapped around their bodies, eyes wide with curiosity, as if waiting for something extraordinary to happen. The moment stretches, anticipation building, the music lighthearted and cheerful. Suddenly, with a mighty achoo! One cat sneezes violently, the sound echoing like a miniature explosion. In an instant, chaos erupts. The other cats scatter in every direction, tails flying, paws skittering across the floor, as if each has been launched from a cannon. It's a perfect storm of pandemonium, the kind that can only happen when cats are involved. As the laughter fades and the music trails off, one thing is certain. Cats always know how to make you laugh, whether they're conquering boxes, battling their own reflections, wreaking havoc in the kitchen, or starring in their own feline choir. Cats bring a unique brand of comedy to every moment. Their antics are unpredictable, their mischief boundless, and their capacity to entertain endless. So if you're ever in need of a dose of non-stop laughter, just spend a few minutes in the company of a cat. They'll do the rest. And remember, when life gets a little too serious, Just think of Fat Kitty spinning across the floor, or the determined Tabby waging war against the red dot, or the chorus of yawning felines in the afternoon sun. These moments, simple and silly as they are, remind us to find joy in the unexpected, to laugh at our own missteps, and to celebrate the everyday comedy that unfolds all around us. So here's to the world's funniest cats, and to the endless supply of laughter they bring. If you enjoyed this parade of purrs, pratfalls, and perfectly timed chaos, stick around for more perfect comedy, because with cats, the laughs never stop.